They called him a monster. He didn't come here to conquer. He didn't even know what Earth was. But within 48 hours of landing, Superman was dead. Iron Man's suit collapsed from the inside, with him still in it. Thor's hammer vanished mid-strike. And Hulk, well, Hulk never woke up. The world mourned its heroes, and never learned the truth. The alien didn't mean to kill them. It didn't arrive with a fleet. No booming sky tier. No declarations of war. Just a flash across the upper atmosphere, barely detected, like a shooting star with a heartbeat. At first, no one noticed. Not until every satellite in low Earth orbit glitched at the same time for exactly 3.2 seconds. Not enough to panic anyone, but enough for Batman to stop mid-mission, eyes narrowing behind the cowl. Enough for Nick Fury to pick up the phone and say only one word: activate. By the time it made landfall, it had already passed through a storm system over the Pacific. The clouds froze in mid-spin. Lightning halted in mid-air like someone pressed pause. Fishermen below described a silent sphere of light, hovering, pulsing like it was breathing. Then it landed in Kansas, right in the middle of a cornfield, right in the middle of nowhere. And it did nothing. No weapons, no sound, just stood there. 8 feet tall, translucent, flickering like heat waves. Humanoid in shape, but completely alien in posture. Too still, too symmetrical, like it didn't know how to move yet. Superman arrived first, not because he was ordered to, but because he felt it, like a whisper in the sun. He hovered above the field, scanned it with every sense he had, X-ray, heat vision, biosignatures, and got nothing. No heart, no brain, no malice, just presence. He lowered himself slowly, arms raised in peace. And for the briefest moment, the alien shimmered, mimicking his stance, copying him like a mirror. Its form shifted, slightly bulging at the shoulders, red tones bleeding into the shimmering surface. It was learning. Superman smiled, but then his smile vanished. His breath caught, eyes wide, his knees buckled. He fell to the ground like gravity had just tripled. No sound, no attack, no explosion, just collapse. 15 seconds later, Batman was on site. He moved fast, faster than he ever had. Because the second Superman hit the dirt, his vitals flatlined. 1 second he was the most powerful being on Earth. The next, he was silent. Batman didn't speak. He just deployed everything. Drones, containment, comms to the watchtower. The alien didn't move. But Superman's body? His skin had lost its glow. His cells were empty, like someone had pulled the sunlight out of his bones. Across the world, panic didn't have time to grow, because Thor had already thrown Mjolnir. It screamed across the sky, wrapped in stormfire, crackling with ancient wrath. It struck the alien full force and disintegrated on contact. Not exploded, disintegrated. The hammer, forged in the heart of a dying star, vanished into dust the moment it touched the alien's body. Thor's face twisted in disbelief, then rage. He summoned lightning, brought down the fury of the skies. But the bolts curved mid-air and vanished into the creature's chest. It shimmered again, and now the glow of thunder lived in its veins. Hulk was next. S.H.I.E.L.D. hadn't even approved his deployment, but he didn't wait for orders. The second he heard Superman's down, Hulk leapt. Across states, mountains, oceans. His landing shook 3 cities. He didn't talk. He didn't roar. He charged. And the alien looked up. That's when it moved. Not toward Hulk. Not away. Just up. It lifted slightly off the ground like it was remembering how. As if Earth's gravity wasn't strong enough to matter anymore. Hulk's fist connected with its chest, or tried to. But instead of impact, there was a ripple. Like his punch had hit water. His force was absorbed. Not redirected. Absorbed. Hulk stumbled back, confused. He roared louder, struck harder. 3 times, 5, 7. Each time, his blows slowed, dulled, drained. Then Hulk fell. Unconscious. Unchanged. Defeated. For the first time in recorded history, Hulk passed out from energy exhaustion. Back at S.H.I.E.L.D. HQ, Iron Man didn't even speak. He activated full lockdown, deployed a bleeding-edge nanosuit, and launched. Within minutes, he hovered over the scene, HUD scanning everything: radiation, energy levels, chemical traces. Nothing made sense. The readings were impossible. The alien was absorbing solar radiation, cosmic background energy, kinetic force, all passively. Like a sponge. Tony didn't wait. He initiated a full alpha strike: smart missiles, plasma pulses, micro-wormhole destabilizers. The moment they got close, his suit short-circuited. Not from damage, but from being rewritten. The code in his suit began to change itself, adapting to the alien's frequency. "Jarvis," he called out. "Silence." Then, "I'm not here anymore, sir." His suit locked. Eyes wide behind the visor, Iron Man plummeted to the ground, not from an attack, but from a total loss of function. The alien never struck once. It never moved in aggression, never responded to threats. It simply existed, and the world around it collapsed. By now, the media was scrambling. Leaks spread. People saw footage. Superman down, Thor disarmed, Hulk unconscious, Iron Man fallen, and still no attack. That's when Doctor Strange stepped in. He didn't approach directly. He opened a portal and watched from the astral plane. And what he saw, he couldn't unsee. It wasn't a warrior. It wasn't a god. It was a being of pure adaptive evolution. It didn't understand violence. It didn't mean to kill. It simply learned from everything around it. It didn't drain to destroy. It drained to understand, to survive. The powers of Earth's mightiest heroes were like language to it, and it had just learned too much in too little time. No one knew what it wanted. Maybe it didn't know either. But in less than an hour, Earth's greatest defense systems, alien, human, mutant, divine, had fallen. Not in a blaze of glory, but in quiet confusion, absorbed, adapted, silenced. And the being? It stood there, alone, breathing, learning, becoming. The alien didn't leave. It just stood there, surrounded by the fallen icons of Earth's mightiest heroes, humming with a pulse that didn't match any known frequency. Its glow shifted, not violently, but like it was syncing with the planet itself. S.H.I.E.L.D. scrambled every remaining asset. Mutants, enhanced, magic, machines. And for the first time in years, they broadcast a level 10 planetary threat alert. The last time they used it, Thanos was still alive. In Wakanda, Shuri's lab went dark. Not from damage, but data collapse. The vibranium sensors, the most advanced on Earth, began showing impossible readings. Heat maps folded in on themselves. Energy patterns turned to static. And then a single word appeared on every screen: listening. She froze. The alien was watching their tech, but not hacking. Learning. In Genosha, Magneto ordered full lockdown. In the X-Mansion, Cerebro sparked before Charles could even touch it. And across dimensions, Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, stopped mid-prayer. Something was rewriting probability itself. Nick Fury contacted Carol Danvers. No delay, no hesitation. She arrived faster than light. Captain Marvel didn't wait. She wasn't built for hesitation. She hovered in orbit, hands blazing, binary form ignited. The Earth below her looked normal, peaceful. But she knew better. She dropped like a comet. The shockwave of her descent vaporized cloud layers. In one motion, she punched straight through the cornfield, targeting the alien center mass with enough energy to melt a continent. There was no explosion, just stillness. Carol stopped, mid-air, frozen. Her light dimmed, her energy siphoned, not violently, but like it was drifting out of her body, particle by particle. And for the first time since she'd faced the supreme intelligence, she felt powerless. The alien looked at her, and in its reflection, she saw herself. It wasn't mimicking her power. It was understanding her origin, the fusion of Kree biology and cosmic radiation. It didn't take her abilities. It just understood them so completely they couldn't harm it anymore. Carol collapsed into the dust, eyes wide, whispering only one word: God. Not as an expletive, as a diagnosis. Back in the ruins of New York, the Avengers Tower, long dormant, roared back online. Not by human hands, Not by command, by memory. The alien's presence triggered backup AI systems buried under layers of protection. Jarvis clones, Ultron scraps, Friday's old code. They all activated, not to defend, to speak. Holograms flickered across the city, pieces of Iron Man's memories, fragments of forgotten battles, synthetic echoes of fallen heroes. And the alien? It watched, absorbed, tilted its head like a child watching home videos. It was looking for meaning, and humanity responded with more fire. War machine launched from the helicarrier, weapons hot, flight path low. Behind him, Falcon, armed with Stark's last resort kinetic rounds. Beside them, Dr. Doom. Not because he was invited, because he sensed it. "This is not a weapon," Doom said into the comms, voice cold. "This is a mirror, and every attack we make, it reflects our own fear." No one listened. War Machine fired first. A full payload of anti-planetary rounds, stolen tech designed to punch holes in asteroids. The alien absorbed them all. Not just the explosion, the kinetic data, the propulsion science, the ignition triggers. It learned every line of Earth's military code and deleted it. Mid-air, Falcon's wings turned to dust. Doom didn't blink. He stepped forward, hands glowing with latent Latvian magic, and spoke in a language no one had heard in centuries. The alien turned. It listened. Doom's spell reached out, not to fight, but to show, to reveal. He projected Earth's history in moments: war, art, extinction, love, betrayal, sacrifice. And in that flash, the alien shimmered. Its form fractured. Pieces of it became recognizable. Part cape, part armor, part childlike innocence. But then the military intervened. Lasers from orbit, experimental tech. The sword fell from the sky. Project Godspear, humanity's secret last resort weapon, forged from a fallen celestial fragment, powered by stolen magic, laced with quantum AI. It dropped like judgment, and just before it struck, the alien finally reacted. It screamed, not in rage, in fear, not a sound, a wave silent but absolute that tore through dimensions. The Godspear froze midair. It didn't detonate. It didn't crash. It turned to light and disappeared. Not destroyed, erased. And with that, the alien rose. Not physically, but in presence. It expanded, not in size, but in understanding. The ground around it changed. Cornfields grew in reverse. Soil reverted to its primordial state. The air shimmered with pre-oxygen particles. Time, in a 5-meter radius, began to unravel. Wanda screamed from her chamber. It's folding reality by accident. The alien wasn't trying to undo time, but its curiosity was too powerful. Its understanding too raw. Every defense Earth launched wasn't stopping it. It was fueling its evolution. In the depths of Atlantis, Namor felt the tides change. The moon tilted. Animals began to move toward the alien. Not out of worship, out of recognition. They saw it as life. Not a predator. Not a god. Just something older than both. The final decision came from someone unexpected. Beast. From the X-Men. He stood, alone, in the chaos, recording everything. Voice steady. Face solemn. And he said what no one else would. "We have made a fatal mistake. This wasn't an invasion. This was a child walking into a battlefield with a sponge in its hand. And we threw thunder at it." The world didn't end with fire. It slowed. That was the first sign something was truly wrong. Time didn't stop everywhere, just near the alien. Seconds stretched. Sound bent. Wind moved like it was thinking before blowing. Birds froze mid-flight, wings trembling, unsure whether gravity still applied to them. Doctor Strange stepped fully out of the mirror dimension, sweat dripping down his temple. He had seen collapsing realities. He had bargained with cosmic entities. But this wasn't destruction. This was overload. The alien wasn't attacking reality. Reality was breaking under the weight of what the alien now understood. "It doesn't know how to stop," Strange whispered. "It learned everything at once." Behind him, Wanda clutched her head. red energy flickering uncontrollably. Probability warped around her feet. "I can feel its thoughts," she said, voice shaking. "They're not words, they're questions." Across the battlefield, the alien shifted again. Its form was no longer stable. Pieces of Superman's solar aura flickered through its chest. Traces of Thor's lightning crawled along its arms. Iron Man's nanotech patterns rippled across its skin, forming and unforming, like ideas being tested and discarded. It wasn't becoming them. It was trying to understand what it had done. Every hero it had encountered had come with intent, aggression, defense, fear, hope. And the alien absorbed all of it without context. Power without purpose. Emotion without explanation. Like a child raised by explosions. Beast approached slowly, hands raised, glasses cracked, voice calm despite the chaos. "You don't need to take anything else," he said gently. "We can talk." The alien turned toward him. For the first time since landing, it hesitated. The humming pulse softened. The ground beneath Beast's feet stabilized. Time resumed its normal flow in a small radius around them. Strange noticed immediately. "It responds to understanding," he said, "not power." Too late. The world governments didn't hear calm. They heard silence, and silence scared them more than screams. Orders were given. Launch codes unlocked. In the depths of space, something ancient woke up. Not Earth-made, borrowed, stolen. The alien felt it before it arrived. A presence pressing against the edge of reality. Heavy, judgmental, old. The alien recoiled. Fear surged again, and with it, instinct. The pulse flared. Beast was thrown backward, slamming into wreckage. Strange barely threw up a shield in time. Wanda screamed as probability shattered around her like glass. The sky cracked. Not metaphorically. A literal fracture. A tear running across the clouds like a scar, opened above the battlefield. And through it descended a Watcher construct. Not Watu. Not neutral. A broken fragment of a Watcher weapon. Repurposed, weaponized, aimed. It spoke with a voice like collapsing stars. Anomaly detected. Evolutionary threat level, absolute. The alien shrank. Not physically, emotionally. Its light dimmed. Its posture curled inward. It recognized the tone. This wasn't the first world that had greeted it with weapons. Strange felt it then, a memory echoing through the creature. Other planets, other skies, other species that had panicked when something new arrived. And every time, it learned too much too fast. Every time, it left something broken behind. Wanda fell to her knees. "It remembers," she said, not clearly, but emotionally. "This has happened before." The Watcher construct fired. A beam of pure narrative collapse, a weapon designed not to kill bodies, but erase potential futures. Strange shouted. Wanda reached out, but the alien moved first, not toward the weapon, away from Earth. It twisted space around itself, instinctively creating distance, but the beam clipped it, just barely. The effect was immediate. The alien screamed again, and this time reality screamed back. Visions flooded the battlefield. Superman, alive, floating in deep space, encased in light. Thor, drifting through a shattered realm. Mjolnir reforming in fragments around him. Hulk, unconscious, but not dead, heart still beating in a pocket of slow time. Iron Man, frozen inside his suit, neural patterns intact, waiting. They weren't killed. They were displaced, scattered across possibilities, saved accidentally. The alien wasn't a killer. It was a survivor that couldn't control what survival meant to others. Strange understood now. "We never fought it," he said, voice breaking. "We overwhelmed it with ourselves." The Watcher construct recalibrated, preparing a second strike. That's when Doom stepped forward. Armor cracked, cape torn, pride intact. He raised one hand, not in attack, but in command. Enough. Latverian runes ignited around him, ancient and forbidden. He wasn't trying to defeat the construct. He was addressing it. "This being is not your enemy," Doom said, "nor ours. It is consequence. And if you erase it, you erase what comes after." The construct paused. Processing. The alien looked at Doom. And then something new happened. It spoke, not aloud, but directly into every mind present. A feeling, not words. Regret, confusion, loneliness. A question that had no language. Why does learning always hurt? Wanda sobbed. Strange lowered his hands. Beast pushed himself upright. For the first time since this began, no one attacked. No one shouted. No one fired. The alien's glow softened, stabilizing slightly as the storm of stimuli finally slowed. It wasn't calm, but it wasn't panicking. It had finally been seen, and Earth realized something terrifying. This wasn't the end of the crisis. This was the moment where they decided whether they would repeat history or finally learn how not to fear what they didn't understand. No one moved. For the first time in hours, the battlefield didn't burn. The wind carried no smoke. The skies, still cracked with the afterglow of ruptured dimensions, were finally quiet. But the silence wasn't peace. It was grief. Superman was gone, somewhere beyond the fabric of space. Thor had vanished into storm fragments. Hulk's body remained breathing, but his mind wasn't here anymore. Iron Man's suit lay still, eyes dimmed, heart reactor flickering like a heartbeat trying to remember its rhythm. They weren't dead. They were removed, held in threads of unreality the alien had unconsciously created, like memories stretched too far to stay whole. Earth hadn't lost its heroes. It had lost access to them. And now, the world didn't know what to do with what was left. The alien hovered inches above the crater it had made by merely existing. Its glow had dulled. Its surface no longer flickered with stolen powers. Instead, it pulsed faintly, like it was holding itself together by force of will or guilt. It wasn't attacking. It wasn't leaving. It was waiting. Beast sat on broken rubble, voice recorder in his hand, narrating quietly. Subject remains non-aggressive. Expression unreadable. Emotional radiation suggests melancholy, possibly even shame. The creature may be, he paused, corrected himself. The being may be experiencing a moral awakening. Around them, emergency crews moved like ghosts. No one shouted orders. No sirens. No helicopters. Just whispers. All of them had seen too much. Wanda sat beneath a twisted metal beam, hands resting on her knees, red glow pulsing around her fingers but going nowhere. It didn't destroy reality, she whispered. We did. Dr. Strange floated above the field, his cloak barely moving. His third eye remained open, not searching for threats, but observing something deeper. The alien reflects intent, he muttered. When we feared it, it feared us harder. When we attacked, it defended with more intelligence than we possess. Nick Fury stood on a platform above it all, arms crossed, jaw clenched. I don't care what it feels, he said. We lost our best. Our world leaders want answers. They want control. Doom stepped beside him. Then they are children, he said flatly, still obsessed with putting leashes on fire. Fury didn't look at him. You suggesting we let it stay? I'm suggesting, Doom said, we ask it what it wants. That stopped everyone. Ask? Since when did Earth ask? For anything? The alien turned. Not aggressively, just attentively. It had heard. Wanda stood, slowly. Can it even understand us? It understands intention, Strange said. Language comes second. She stepped forward, palms raised, not in surrender, but in honesty. No illusions, no hex, just raw, human energy. I'm sorry, she said. The alien blinked, not with eyes, but with light. Its pulse echoed once softly. She continued, voice shaking. We didn't know how to greet you. We thought power meant threat. We thought silence meant danger. We were wrong. Another pulse. Quieter. Like listening. Beast whispered into his recorder. Verbal interaction confirmed. Nonviolent engagement producing emotional resonance. Subject is not alien in the way we feared. It is new. That's harder to accept. The alien began to descend. Not like a god, like a question. Each footstep on Earth's soil sent ripples into the ground. But this time, they didn't burn or warp. They healed. Cracked roads mended. Dead grass grew green. A shattered satellite dish reformed in seconds, humming with updated software. It wasn't fixing things. It was returning them to what they were before we ruined them. And still no one cheered. No applause. No joy. Just quiet awe and growing sorrow. Because now they understood. The threat hadn't been the alien. The threat was how unprepared humanity was to meet something it couldn't categorize. Across the world, news networks broadcast the scene. Not filtered, not twisted, the raw truth. An unknown being floating in silence, having absorbed the best of Earth's heroes and done nothing but wait to be understood. Children watched from rooftops, asking why Superman wasn't flying. Old warriors sat in empty temples, whispering prayers for Thor. Mutants lit candles, not knowing whether to mourn or hope. And deep in orbit, the Watcher construct, still hovering, still calculating, delivered its final line of observation. The threat has passed. The lesson remains. And it vanished. Just like that. No beam, no light, only a void left in the clouds. The alien turned slowly toward the ruins of Avengers Tower. Rubble, twisted steel, shattered glass. It raised its hand, slowly, and the structure did not rebuild. Instead, the wreckage shifted into a tree, tall, glowing, rooted deep in Earth's crust. A gesture, not of dominance, but apology. It was not here to rule. It had never been. It simply didn't know what we were, and we had no idea what it could become. Beast stood beside Strange and Wanda now, recording one last thought. We spend trillions preparing for war, but we had no plan for peace with something we didn't understand. Strange added, we treat curiosity like a weapon, and we wonder why the universe flinches when we speak. The alien stepped into the shadow of the tree it had made and sat, not to hide, not to rest, but to learn. And for the first time, Earth realized it had something to teach, but only if it could shut up long enough to listen. The alien sat beneath the tree it created from ruins and waited. For days, it didn't move, not because it was hiding, but because it had seen enough of what rushing led to. Every second it stayed, the planet held its breath. Not in fear now, in uncertainty. Was this redemption? Or was it just the eye of a storm no one knew how to stop? Then the tree bloomed, not with flowers, with memories. Petals made of light drifted through the air, each one showing moments lost. Superman laughing with Lois, Thor raising Mjolnir beneath the sunset, Hulk at peace in Banner's lab, Iron Man building something not for war, but for fun. The alien had held onto their echoes, not to mimic, to remember. Somehow, somewhere in the chaos of its evolution, it had rescued fragments of the fallen, not perfectly, not wholly, but enough for a choice. Wanda stood beneath the lightfall, eyes wet. They're not gone, she whispered. They are waiting. Doctor Strange confirmed it. Scattered. Outside normal time. Held in something like a living dimension. The alien rose. No words. Just motion. Hand extended outward, palm open. A rift bloomed above its palm. Not like a weapon, not like a portal. Like a seed opening. Inside it, for threads of energy, glowing with familiar signatures. Superman, Thor, Hulk, Stark, their essence, their energy, still alive, but frayed, fading. It could bring them back, but not alone, and not for free. Strange stepped forward. It's offering us a chance to reach them, to help them come home. Wanda stepped in beside him. It's asking us to trust it. Nick Fury stared at the light. After all this, Doom answered first, especially after all this. One by one, the remaining heroes, broken, humbled, changed, circled the alien. No weapons, no suits, no ego, just belief. Wanda reached out first, then Strange, then Beast, Doom, and even Fury. Together, they touched the energy. And for a moment, the world flickered. They saw everything. Superman floating in a world of endless suns, smiling but alone. Thor drifting through a sea of forgotten gods, holding pieces of himself. Hulk curled in quiet darkness, at peace but too still. Tony, inside a collapsing simulation of his own mind, working endlessly to escape, building an arc reactor for memories. They weren't waiting. They were trapped in places shaped by who they were, and only connection could bring them back. The alien didn't do it for them. It did it with them. And when the light finally dimmed, the rift closed, and the four returned. Not all at once, not as gods, as people, weakened, changed, alive. Superman hit the ground first, breathing hard, looking at the sky like it was new. Thor followed, landing on one knee, whispering an old Asgardian prayer. Hulk woke gently, blinking at the sun. Iron Man didn't say a word. He just looked at the alien and nodded. And for the first time since its arrival, the alien smiled, not with a mouth, with presence. It had learned. So had we. And as it rose into the sky, becoming one with the stars, leaving Earth behind, the question lingered. What if we had listened first? Maybe next time we will.